How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of FSI's PGA DFS Picks. I am your host, TK Nation, joined with John McNutt. John, how you doing this evening? And how was your experience through the PGA Championship?
Tonight, doing well. Obviously, one day late on the video. I'm recovering a little bit from vaccine fog over the weekend. But yeah, it was nice to just sit around on the couch watching Phil, watching Brooks. The back and forth on the front nine was really, really fun. Watching that chip out of the sand for Phil was fantastic. Yeah. And then the crowd trying to eat him alive on 18. I thought everything was just going to go wrong right there for some reason, but it was a lot of fun. Super excited for him and all the shenanigans between Bryson and Brooks here today. That was a lot of fun too. So yeah, pumped for another fun weekend here at the Charles Schwab. And yeah, what about you? How was your PGA Championship weekend?
I had more fun watching it than anything else. And I had this monster Louis Oosthuizen ticket, and I just the whole time I didn't feel like I was gonna hit it. Like you knew Louis was not gonna win, and it just sucked because it's like all you had to do was make putts on Saturday. Didn't do that, and then on Sunday he's finally starting to figure out how to putt, and then he drops one in the water on his second shot on a par four. You're just like, yeah, that's it. So yeah. It sucked for me from that aspect. I mean, Draftkings was okay, but I just enjoyed that Phil experience. That was some incredible golf history that we got to witness, and big shout out to him and the PGA for putting on what we call our favorite TV show, and that is the PGA Tour. And really excited for the Charles Schwab as well. This marks a 1-year anniversary from when golf made its immaculate return to the tour from the delay from the pandemic. Whether that or not that's still going on is to be argued amongst yourselves. But yeah, it has been a year since this time, and we have made it back. Berger, last year's champ. And yeah, this is a really fun course. If you guys have not had a chance to follow John Cool's PGA course preview, give yourself a shout to do that after you finish watching this. It's really good to get all the statistics that he breaks down, the course itself, and what we're looking at when it comes to the Model T on the golfer that we want to pick for the week. So make sure you check that out. Give that a like and comment as well. And yeah, John, let's get into some picks. I'm pretty excited. How about you?
Me too. I love the top of this leaderboard. I don't say that every single week, but I'm pretty pumped for the top of this leaderboard this week. Who's your favorite? Who are you taking?
All right, well, I'm kicking it off with COLLIN MORIKAWA, last year's runner-up, lost in a playoff to Daniel Berger. He is 10-5. I thought that was extremely good value on him, even over the 10K mark. I think they could have easily priced him into the high 10K, 11K range, along with JT and Spieth. He's priced in the betting market similar to those two. He has this not the same pedigree as far as winning, quality of wins, but he definitely has the same win equity when it comes to guys that can make their shots and make their birdie putts, and when they do, they win. And that's just how COLLIN MORIKAWA is. That's the golfer he's turned into. I want to give a big shout out to you and how early you were on Morikawa's career, and how awesome it is to see how far he's gotten in a year's time. Now he's betting favorites with some of the golfers elite, and number one in models everywhere. I'm pretty pumped to play COLLIN MORIKAWA. If I had the opportunity to use him in one and done, I would. So unfortunately I can't, but he is already bet 50 down on a 15-1. Let's hope that pays off for me. Going to be in the majority of my DraftKings lineups. Who is your favorite this weekend, and what are your thoughts on Morikawa?
Sure. I think this is a little crazy that Collin's one of my favorite one of my favorite players on tour and guys to pick in DraftKings, and for you, that's Jordan Spieth. But
yeah, we switched
this week. I'm going to play a lot of Jordan Spieth. The price is steep with 11-2. Obviously, it's up above what it has been lately. I would rather just bet that outright here, this 10-5. But I'm going to play some Jordan Spieth in DraftKings. I'll have some COLLIN MORIKAWA as well. But yeah, there's a whole lot to like about Jordan Spieth this week. Yes, he did win on this course back in 2016. He was also runner-up 2 other times. He was 10th last year at this event. He's made 8 out of 8 cuts. So the course history, there's really no one any better than him. Maybe you can make a little argument for Kevin Na, but I would give that nod to Jordan Spieth here. The worst he's ever finished is 32nd in 8 tries at this course. So I like that a lot. The stats are backing it up too. 14th in ball striking, 6th on approach, and 2nd birdie or better over his last 36 rounds. And then just Jordan Spieth's form right now is fantastic. He's made 9 out of his last 10 cuts. 5 of those are top 5s, including a win at Valero. You can give him the storyline about playing in Texas, all of that. But yes, Jordan Spieth, really, really good bet this week in all markets. Pretty much no matter how you can get him, I'm willing to pay up for Spieth.
I love how we just switched favorite golfer for favorite golfer this week. I think we're both going to be playing a ton of these guys. I probably have a little bit of JT since I make 100 lines this week, but I think the majority, like 30% Spieth, 40% Collin Morikawa, and just roll out these 2 and figure out the rest. I do like the 9K range. If I just want to speak on that for a little bit, there's some good golfers in there, but you know, I just really love the top end of the leaderboard here, and because these guys' ball striking is just unbelievable at the moment. So yeah, let's get into some values before I spoil anybody's picks or myself before I get to them. We have Brian Harman for me, 8K, 30 to 1, not really an outright bet that I like. I would rather spend my money on that more proven winner this week. But Brian Harman does have great course history for Draftkings and a good value. 23rd in last year's Charles Schwab Challenge, 31st in 2019, 14th in 2018, and 7th in 2017. Brian Harman is also in some good form. He has a 12th at the Masters, 3rd at the Players, 13th in the RBC, and 18th at the Wells Fargo. He did miss last week, but he was gaining strokes on his approach. He just couldn't really get it up and down for par. So I think Brian Harman bounces back pretty well. My next golfer here is Taylor Gooch. The Gooch man has been a just solid cut maker through weekend and week out. Gooch is 22nd in the field in strokes gained on the approach, and 31st on the proximity that I like, from 150 to 175. He does gain on bent grass greens. That is a slight problem for Gooch over in his career, his putting, but he's got mixed results in his in the ways that he makes his cuts. But he did miss at the Valspar, but that was a pretty tough cut. But he had a 5th at the Players. So I really like Taylor Gooch as a guy for some consistency. 44th in the PGA last week. He did make the cut. So what are your thoughts on these 2 gentlemen, and who are your value plays heading into the week?
Yeah, I like them both. Brian Harman popped in my model quite a bit as well. So I do like these, but I think you and I really do like kind of a handful of guys this same range. For me, Emiliano Grillo at 7,900. He's 45 to 1 in the betting market. I'm going to take quite a bit of Grillo this week. He's just been playing some really good golf lately. Last 10 events, he has 6 top 25s. I think he's kind of quietly been playing much better than his average, and he keeps creeping up in the pricing, although this week is not too bad, still under 8K for him. He was runner-up at the RBC Heritage, which I'm looking at as a little bit of a comp course. He has decent history here as well at the Charles Schwab, although missing the cut in 2020. He was 19th in the year before and 3rd the year before that. He made the 2 previous cuts, so really 4 out of 5 cuts is pretty good here. He does gain on bent grass greens, and he's always been known for being a terrible putter, but he's going to gain just a little bit of strokes on the greens this week. That would be great for him. I think he can get top 10 again. He is also really good in the wind. This course is notorious for getting really windy, and I'm expecting that all weekend long. Really, all 4 days could see a whole bunch of wind. And I don't think it's just like for the afternoon, guys. It's going to be windy all day, every day. So I like Grillo for that as well. He, just looking at his last 2 events, he's gained 15 strokes on approach in 2 events, and that includes one of them being at the PGA Championship. That's just insane to me. 15 strokes over two events is just nuts. So I'm expecting good things out of Grillo this week. For him, ball striking's top 10, approach top 15, so a whole lot to like there as well. But I'll also take some Charlie Hoffman. I think he is going to be very, very popular this week on DraftKings, and I'm okay eating this chalk for him. 8,700, 40-1 in the betting market there, but he is just on fire right now. Last 10 events, he has 3 top 10s. He has 7 top 20s in that span. So he's just absolutely knocking it out. He was 17th last week at a really, really tough PGA championship. So I like all that. He's gaining a stroke around in windy conditions as well right now. So I'm going to play a whole lot of Charlie Hoffman here. He comes up as number 4 overall in my model. He's got good course history. He's got a whole lot going for him this week. So I'm going to load up on Charlie Hoffman. I think the price is really good here at 8,700. Elite ball striker. Anything you have to add on either of these guys?
I think Charlie Hoffman's going to be one of the premier plays in cash this week. I could easily see a build with, Answer Neiman in that 9K range, and then people playing that Charlie Hoffman and Griot combination. So I think these are some good picks. Maybe look to not playing both in the same lineup over 50. If you're playing 50 lineups, make sure you mix and match it, because I think these guys are going to definitely garner some ownership. So if you want to be on the right side maybe of a mistake, definitely you can look to someone like Streelman or Matt Wallace. I think those are 2 strong GPP plays coming in, but these are the guys that you want. They have the consistency that we're looking for when it comes to head-to-heads, cash games. I love the 2 picks. They hung a Charlie Hoffman 55-1 earlier in the week, and I missed it. I totally would have bet that. It was so undervalued, but I missed it. I seen some other guys in our industry snag that number, so I'm feeling salty. I feel like I've already missed the bet, so I'm not going to make it. It's already down to 35-1 the last time I saw it, but
just jam him on DraftKings.
That's what I'm going to do.
On this spot last week, he was a little bit cheaper, but again, the elite ball striking, the fantastic form, it translates really no matter where you play, and he's striking it the best out of any of them here on tour right now. So I'll take him.
If you want to go on with this theme, Stuart Sink won RBC, and then Phil wins the PGA. Charlie Hoffman's not some young cat. He fits this old guy winner's mold that's been going on right now. So maybe this is the Charlie Hoffman week that he wins and he claims his PGA status for another 15 years, and we're just never going to end with Charlie Hoffman. And I like it, and I'm rooting for the guy. I've always played Charlie throughout the years. So let's get into some sleepers. This slide's been good to me lately. I am not feeling as confident as I did with KH Lee. And then last week, I think I had rolled out Sam Horsfield. He made the cut, but certainly did nothing with that cut.
Bad Saturday.
His Sunday was okay, but that Saturday, oof. That top 20 bet was looking good. 15 holes in on Thursday, and it just kind of cratered. But oh well. Still made 2 cuts out of the sleeper slide. So I'm going to go with Richie Winruski, 38th at the PGA Championship. This was a guy I was playing in some showdown lineups. It's something I've tried to carry over into the next week was, guy that I've been playing into my showdown lineups, weekend lineups, that maybe he's a sleeper in the next week. I'm going to roll with that theory with Richie. He plays really well on bent grass greens. There are more predominant splits between him and the other putting surfaces. So that's kind of what stuck out to me. Also a course fit. Richie has a, let me get to it. Where is he? Sorry, I wasn't prepared. Richie was, where is the Wyndham? He had a good Wyndham finish, I believe. 39th at the Wyndham last year, and he has made a few cuts here at the Charles Schwab over the years. So I like Richie Winruski, and probably not going to bet it, but I think he's going to be a good sleeper for my DraftKings lineups. Who is your sleeper? And tell me and sell me on this guy. I was not on my radar.
Sure. So first of all, 6,200. He is like dirt cheap. I'm not going to make any outright bet on him at the 225 to 1 odds. He was sitting on DraftKings just a little bit ago. But just thinking about that number, the 225, that's better odds to win than Duffner. That's better odds to win than Benny On. That's better odds to win than Rafa Cabrera Bello. All guys that we've played from time to time, including I was on RCB last week. He finished okay. But yeah, there's a lot here for Vincent. Yeah, he didn't play in the PGA Championship, but his last 8 events, he made the cut in every single one of them. 8 straight made cuts. 5 of those, he finished top 30. So really, for me, this is a form pick. He has been absolutely killing it for his price. The value on DraftKings has been awesome for the last couple months. The stats are okay on him. He's 23rd around the greens, which I think is going to be somewhat important. Just the small size of these greens, there's going to be quite a few misses, especially for a guy like him that isn't at the top when it comes to approach. He's absolutely going to need to make some chips, but he's top 25 on around the greens and 41st tee to green. So I'm getting an above average tee to green guy. And then just the last 36 rounds, he's top 25 on DK points scored. So I'm going to play Vincent Wale. I am not going to put him in my core. I'm not going to hammer him way overweight on DraftKings, or I should say I will hammer him overweight, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. I think he's going to come in something like 5-8% at the most. So if I play 15%, 20%, I'm going to be more than double the field. I'll be really happy with that. So give me that bit of leverage here. And I could even have to put him in less percentage of my lineups to get overweight of the field. So yeah, I'll take that. I think for the price, there's not much better down in that range. So I'm going to play some Vincent this week.
Cool. I like this. And I had no idea the recent form. I think that's a really good find. I don't think you'll even get 5% on Vincent.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, I think that'll be less than 5%. So even if you just do 10, that's a solid number. I like the pick. So cool. Maybe this is your week for the sleeper slide. You never know. Phil, 300 to 1 opening odds for the PGA Championship. So don't ever think it can't be done.
We missed him. So did everybody else.
So did everybody else. Yeah.
I think the Millie Maker didn't have Phil in his lineup. So what does it matter?
That is crazy. Jesus. Well, that just tells you the kind of long shot it was from 50-year-old to win the PGA Championship. But what a fun week. We're looking forward to the Charles Schwab Challenge. Let's get into some one and dones. I had Rory last week. What a great week to burn with one of the best golfers on tour, but that's because he didn't show up to play, and apparently he's only going to show up at the Wells Fargo every year. So I'm a little bitter, if you can't tell.
I had a miscut. I had DJ on here, so I fell down the line, the standings with you. I'll take Jordan Spieth this week. I have him left in my one and done, so I think he's a decent burn here this week.
I think that's a perfect spot to get Spieth coming out of Texas after a lot of good recent form. I think that's a perfect spot for Spieth. This could be another win. Looks great. I'm going to go with Neiman. I think this is a very popular bet around the industry. I think it's going to be very popular one and done as well, because people may not have Morikawa. They may not have Spieth left. They may have been burning studs left and right. So they want to go off of the norm and kind of go with a guy that's not going to be, not someone they're going to get mad at themselves about burning. So I think Neiman, Answer, probably going to be popular one and dones, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Neiman because I'm not really sure what I have left down the road. I'm going to have to start mapping this out. And right now I feel good about Neiman. And I was back and forth on him and Answer, but I'm going to ultimately go with Joaquin. So that'll do it for the one and done slide. Is there anything else you wanted to add, John, before we get going?
Nope. Pretty pumped for this week. I broke even last week, so it wasn't all bad. And I'm going to keep my focus on that go heavy on cash each week. It's been working well. It was one of my few 6 out of 6 lines was my cash lineup. So if I can just keep hammering that, I'll be happy.
Absolutely. Same here. Cash lineup was the big lineup for me last week. I think hopefully that continues. And thank you all for listening in. Again, my name is TK Nation 47 on Twitter. That is John Cool 19. You can follow our Twitter handle at FSI_DFS, and you can find the Discord channel link in that bio. Sign up on fantasy or FSIDFS.com, and follow us on YouTube at Fantasy and Sports Insight. Please like and comment below. And we will talk to you for some showdown lineups later on this week. And have a good night and enjoy the Charles Schwab Challenge.
Sweet. Good luck.